Hi, I'm Nerida Conway. Welcome to chefmasterclasses.com. How are you, Ian?
I'm very well, thank you, Nerida.
That's good. Ian Curley from the European in Melbourne. And we are talking about olive oil.
Extra virgin olive oil.
Extra virgin olive oil.
Yes, we are.
EVOO.
EVOO.
As it's known in America.
That's right.
So I'm trying to understand the difference between the different intensities and what you would use them for.
I'm glad you asked.
And there's lots of questions I have for you, my friend.
Okay, good. Fire away.
Okay. For a start, cold pressed, and this says first cold pressed.
When it's cold pressed, it hasn't been messed around with as much. So with the cold pressed, it's the actual best it's ever going to be.
Right.
So the perfumes, the best for that. You'll notice on the front of this one especially, they've got the harvest date. Anything that's going to tell you how fresh it is will be good for you.
Okay.
With this, it's obviously 2012, but also they'll keep forever. Well, not forever. They'll actually keep for about 2 years as long as you don't put them anywhere near sunlight or anywhere near the heat.
And this one is robust flavour. Anything
where you want a really, really strong olive oil taste, like if you want to throw it over the outside of like a carpaccio or anything that you really want to taste the extra virgin olive oil, like putting it on top of soups. And anything where you've got those really, really strong, robust flavours, it actually goes with what it is. And, you know, you want to taste the extra virgin olive oil like we've used in the mushroom risotto that you'll probably see later. It's perfect. Yeah,
you're right, because you could pick up that lovely grassy sort of a flavour as you mentioned.
And that's it. You get that grassy overtone when you cook, when you're eating with it or cooking with it. It's fantastic.
And then this one here, classic flavour intensity, best in class, you know.
Classic. Fantastic for dressings, anything where you're going to mix it with something like oil, vinegar, all those emulsions.
So like a dressing?
Yeah, it's if you like, I use it as my jack of all trades. It's the one that I add to pretty much anything. Where if I want to have a taste of extra virgin olive oil, where I want to mix it with a little bit of pasta, for example, I add that, and that's my one that I go to. This is the one I have at home for everything.
Right.
So when I'm cooking at home for the missus and for the kids, this is the one I use all the time.
Excellent. And then this baby, light flavour intensity.
Where they say light, this is fantastic for something like seafood, where you want the seafood, where it's something very, very delicate, like the seafood, what we cook with the marinara. We want the taste of the seafood as opposed to the oil. The light will always sit behind whatever the main flavour is, whereas the robust, you're going to taste that at the same time as the main ingredient.
Okay. Well, I've got a little joy for you coming up.
Beautiful. I mean, does it involve oil?
It does involve oil.
Oh, nice. Should we be filming this?
Well, what I'm going to do is a blind taste test. Right, so you need to close your eyes.
Light.
Oh, that's just gold. Did you peek?
No.
Because I wasn't watching.
I didn't peek.
You might have, I wouldn't have known.
No, I didn't. No, it's light.
All right.
You can tell. Whereas, for example, if you were to have a look at this up close, you'll see that that's almost cloudy.
Yeah, right. This one's paler in colour. Yeah.
Also very cloudy, and that's the grassy overtones, and you'll taste, that's very, very intense and strong, and that is fantastic. If you put a little bit of that on the top of your soups, or even on the mushroom risotto that we did earlier, it's almost got that really fungal, sort of beautiful grassy overtones.
Lovely. Now, one question I need to ask you that people, our members, email all the time.
Okay.
Can you fry with olive oil?
You can cook with olive oil. You can cook with extra virgin olive oil. I wouldn't deep fry with olive oil, but you can. Now, this is the thing where I don't deep fry with extra virgin olive oil for the simple fact is it's a beautiful product, and also it's expensive.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to rephrase that. It's not expensive for what it is. That's the thing. I wouldn't deep fry in extra virgin olive oil because I think once you deep fry something, you should discard the oil straight away afterwards anyway.
So it's just a bit wasteful of something so beautiful.
Absolutely. And you don't need to deep fry in this. However, you can cook with it. And we use it a lot in cooking, in pan work, because you can heat it to about 210 degrees.
Okay, so it gets hot enough and it doesn't just kind of absorb and go soggy.
That's the smoke point. So with the old olive oils that used to be done where before these were manufactured to such a high quality, you couldn't because they would go bitter.
Yeah, right.
But now you can. But for me, if you are going to cook with it, I would use the light so that you do it and finish it off with any of the robust or the classics.
Okay. There is a conception that Italy does the best olive oil, but Australia are giving it a run for their money.
I believe that if you talk to an Italian, he'll say Italy always, also the Spanish, also the Greeks. We're in Australia. We have lots of areas that grow olives, but you're in Victoria. This is fantastic olive oil, and believe you me, this is as good as anything in the world.
You, apparently, do a dessert.
Oh, yes.
With olive oil.
I do a...
How does that work?
Well, the thing with it is, it's like... Vanilla is... If you taste vanilla, you don't taste something sweet, but everybody associates vanilla with something sweet.
Yeah.
So with the Hodgie Blanca olive oil, and I use the Robust for... I do a trifle, a polenta trifle.
Right.
With walnuts, and it's fantastic, and it's...
Because it's hard to imagine it... You're right, I do have it savoury, so it's hard for me to understand it being a sweet thing.
No, absolutely. I believe it is a sweet thing as well, and you can drizzle it on anything with ricotta, anything with mascarpone, and it's fantastic. And if you look at the Cobram Estate website, it's on there, and just try it, and it's very simple to make. But the flavours are incredible.
Right. Well, I'll have to get you to whip that up for us one day.
Absolutely.
Right, well, thank you for informing us about olive oil.
Absolute pleasure. I love olive oil.
Well, I do too now.
Thank you.